What is up, you guys? I'm Charmx, today I'm going to be reacting to I Don't Like the Dentist by Jane Animations. And yes, this is the third video I'm doing on the channel today. And this will be the last video on the channel today. But yeah, this is by Jane Animations. I freaking love Jane Animations. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Jane if you haven't already. The link's in the description. As well as just me, the dentist. I don't particularly like the dentist, but at the same time, it's like, you don't like them, but you do need them. If you don't, you know, take care of your teeth, then, you know, in the future, that won't be that good for you. As, you know, when you smile, that's the first thing people see for the most part. You know, you gotta take care of yourself as much as you freaking hate going to the dentist. Anyway, whatever. The original link's in the description. Without any further ado, let's begin.
My first memory as a child is being strapped down with belts to a chair while a dentist rips out all my teeth as I scream bloody murder against
What? How many cavities did you have?
my will. That's not true. But ever since I was little, I've had a really intense fear of the dentist. I'm not sure why. I mean, yeah, going to the dentist is a bit freaky, but even as an adult, I understand the fact that I'm not in any danger, and the dentist is just trying to pick out bits of plaque I've built up over the past 6 months. If anything...
Okay, the reason why I think a lot of people have fears as kids of the dentist is because they don't brush their teeth, then they get cavities, and the dentist has to deal with the cavities, and the kids don't like, you know, the dentist in their mouth or whatever. So that's how kids get fears. Now me, I've only had one cavity ever, and that was when I was like maybe 15-ish, something like that. So, you know, when I was a kid, I never didn't like the dentist because whenever I'd go, I'd be like, okay, you're fine, you can go home. You know, I never had to deal with cavities for the most part, right? So I think that's why I don't have a fear of the dentist. I don't like going to the dentist. It's like, it just takes up time in your day. Friggin', I don't like having to sit in a chair while people are like really close to your face and your mouth. I don't like any of that. But I don't really have like a fear as some people do.
I should be scared of how much they charge. Even though I know this, my body still shakes uncontrollably when they do anything more than floss my teeth, which is still kind of scary because they're always so aggressive about it.
Yeah, why? Why do they gotta be so aggressive? And why do they use actual floss? Why do they use actual like floss string? Why don't they use like floss picks, like the ones you can get at like Walmart or whatever? Those ones are amazing. You know, the picks? Why don't they update the way they do things?
About it. Every memory I have of going to the dentist while I was a kid is filled with me just bawling my eyes out during the entire process and then getting a little toy from their toy machine because I was, quote, so good. I mean, you're not fooling anyone. Even I knew that was just a load of bull. No, I still want it. When I was in 6th grade, my parents decided to finally slap some braces on my mouth. My teeth were pretty straight, but I had an overbite, so I just looked like a nice horse. My mom made an appointment with the orthodontist to talk about the process, and while there, he told...
Now, I think this might be a reason why you'd hate the dentist. Because I know braces can be painful, right?
Told me I've still got 5 baby teeth, and I'll need to pull them out before I...
No, this is the reason why you're gonna hate the dentist. Oh my goodness. You had to get 5 teeth pulled out?
Get braces for common sense purposes. So they sent me out, and I basically had a month to pull out all 5 teeth before they were gonna have to rip them out for me, which I did not like the idea of. The imagery of them sticking a needle in my mouth fueled both my motivation and intense overwhelm.
I can see why you don't like the dentist now. That's crazy. Wouldn't they do braces on you once your teeth are fully, like all your adult teeth are in? If not, and they're gonna start doing the braces when all your teeth aren't even in, like if you just pull out 5, the adult teeth aren't just gonna be there randomly, right? So you're gonna straighten your teeth out while the adult teeth aren't even all down? I don't know, that doesn't seem like it would work properly.
Overwhelming fear, and I wiggled those 5 baby boys every single day since that meeting. A few of them weren't even wiggling yet, so it was gonna be a race against the clock. Does anyone want to get into a fight? By the end of the month, I managed to pull out 3 teeth on my own. A PB. But it wasn't enough, which meant my mom was gonna have to schedule that dreaded nightmare appointment where they were gonna shove needles down my throat. I was in the living room and could hear her make the call, which made my stomach sink, and I felt petrified that doomsday was going to be my reality in a few days. I could hear them preparing all 100 needles and barbed wire over the phone. That little reality check was enough to fear charge me into new power levels because
you start going like crazy on your teeth. I'm not going to the dentist. Ah!
It was maybe an hour or 2 after she confirmed the appointment with the orthodontist, I'd ripped out the last 2 of my teeth.
Talk about motivation, my goodness.
The conversation where my mom had to cancel the extraction appointment 2 hours after she booked it was the biggest feeling of relief I've ever had. She also ended up paying me $75 because she said I
Jackpot.
just saved her like $500 for
Oh, that's true. That's true. That would have saved her so much money.
yanking the teeth out myself and not having to pay the dentist to do it. Wow.
I wonder if I can do this with the adult teeth.
The tooth fairy been scamming me for years. What a happy ending to the story. Jaden went on to never have anything scary done to her teeth. She continued to live a happy life, only needing to go to the dentist for cleanings and no freaky mouth procedures for the rest of her days. She got her horse teeth fixed and the rest is history.
We all know that's a lie.
So last year in June, I had to get my wisdom teeth taken out.
Oh, they're the worst. Well, I don't know. I had a tooth taken out like 7 months ago. That was friggin' rough. That was friggin' rough. They had to use like 5 needles because it was so bad. It was so bad. But I was also like awake right during it. I wasn't like unconscious. So that was horrifying experience. But I've had my wisdom teeth taken out too, and for that I was actually knocked out, but the healing of that was rough too.
My wisdom teeth had been growing in and shoving their aggressiveness into the sweet harmony of my existing teeth for a few years. My mom intended to get them removed when I turned 18, but I think she forgot, and I thought I could get away with it, but they were starting to get really painful and annoying. One was coming in sideways, which made my gums get in the way while I ate, which made me only chew food on the left side of my mouth for like a whole year. I'd had enough and figured I just needed to get it over with and have them ripped out. I scheduled an appointment to get them removed on June 11th and braced for impact the rest of the week. Before the extraction, they wanted to have a meeting with me to—
Did they knock you out fully, or did they just like put the anesthetic whatever into the surrounding area? Being awake and conscious of them ripping your teeth out is a terrifying experience.
to discuss the process of what they're doing and how they're doing it. They put on one of those 90s informational videos and everything seemed fine until we got to the part where it was talking about sedation. In the video, they said that some sort of gas is used to induce conscious sedation, the kind that makes you really loopy and not remember anything. But then the nurse piped in and said, "We don't do that here," and let the
Wait, what?
video continue.
Wait, what do they do then?
So what? I'm just gonna be fully conscious while you needle and drill and probe my mouth? Answer the question! After the video, I said, so is there a way I can be at least semi-unconscious for this? The nurse prescribed me medication called Valium that'll help
Oh, oh boy, you got the good.
calm me down, which was relieving to hear. All I wanted was to not be conscious. I picked it up and the day came. I'm excited to not be conscious.
How is that? How is that?
My roommate and I got into the car to take me to the appointment, and that's when it really sunk in. This medication isn't doing anything for me,
Wait, you didn't do anything, and you took that many pills?
and I am extremely conscious. Do you have any chloroform? Apparently, Valium's supposed to relax you enough so that you're awake, but don't really care what's happening. But by the time the
Doesn't seem like it's working with you.
dentist was calling me back to the chair, my nerves were still going haywire. Proof of consciousness. I desperately asked the dentist if I could take another one because one pill wasn't doing enough for me, but she said I'll be fine.
You would be fine, dearie. This is gonna suck. This is gonna suck. My goodness. I can't imagine having, what, 3 teeth pulled? Is it 3 or 4 that you having pulled? Either way, it's more than 1.
Okay. They leaned me back in the chair, put that mouth opener thing in my mouth, put sunglasses on me so I don't hurt my sensitive little eyes, and put the first needle into my mouth. And that's when I couldn't hold it anymore. Fear was overwhelming me the entire day, but that was the moment it really got me. Tears burst down my face, and I was trying desperately not to make that annoying noise when you're trying.
Oh my goodness. See, you should have asked them if you could listen to music or whatever while you're doing this, because that's what I did when I got my tooth ripped out, a few months ago, and it helped a lot. I was just listening to some like metal music, like, let's just do it, let's just get it over with. It was a horrifying experience because it took them way too long to rip the tooth out. To put like 2 needles in, they started and like I could feel it, so they kept did it again, and they ended up doing it again. I had so much of that numbing crap in my mouth. I couldn't feel anything after that. But like, it was a horrible experience. Even if you didn't feel the pain, you could feel like them putting like things on your teeth and like wriggling it. Oh my goodness, no.
Trying not to cry too hard, but you need to breathe, but you'd breathe too much. I kept apologizing because I knew physically I was fine. There wasn't any pain I couldn't tolerate. They hadn't really done anything yet, and I was being irrational. But just the idea that I was awake and present
They probably have to deal with this a lot.
was so intense, and I couldn't handle it. I didn't do that, but I wanted to. I was able to compose myself after a few minutes, and they kept going, but the sounds of them sawing my tooth in half and yanking it out of my gums, and God knows what else, probably just playing tic-tac-toe with needles in there for the heck of it. It was horrifying. I'm not scared of much, and I'm relatively reasonable for the most part, so it was really surprising and eye-opening to feel genuine, uncontrollable fear. Like, my head told me things were okay, but my body was freaking out, and then my head was like, dude, chill. And then my body was like... All in all, everything went well, and I was able to go home after they finished.
How many teeth? Was it just 2 or like 4? 'Cause I think when you get your wisdoms, those are like on, like, you know, 1, 1, 1, 1. So it should be 4. Like, that'd been a nightmare to deal with, especially being awake to have the...
Up a few hours later. Since I wasn't drugged up and just super numb, I didn't have much recovery to deal with other than swelling, and I kind of just chilled for the rest of the day watching YouTube videos. The dentist even told me I can eat normal food and wasn't restricted to just soup as long as I was careful. I ordered a smoothie bowl to my house, and when I opened the door to take it from the guy, I didn't realize until afterwards I had blood dripping out of my mouth, so luckily he didn't call the police. I was trying...
Yeah, could you imagine that? You open the door, a person with like a puffy face, blood dripping. You know, that'd be like, what the frick happened to you?
With 100% focus to not bite my tongue because I couldn't feel it at all in my mouth and was at high risk for just biting a chunk of it off without knowing. The smoothie bowl had sliced strawberries on top, and you don't realize how much sliced strawberries resemble the texture and sound of biting into a tongue until you don't know where your tongue is in your mouth and also can't feel anything. Is that my tongue?
You almost have to get like a mirror and go right in front of a mirror and chew and kind of chew with your mouth open so you can see what you're doing.
If I had to get my wisdom teeth out again, I highly doubt I'd be this freaked out about it. The hardest part was just not knowing what was going to happen and not being able to brace for it. But afterwards it was like, that wasn't too bad. But also thank the holy merciful gods that I don't need to do that again. So...
Yeah, I do not like getting teeth pulled out. Do not like doing that at all. And I definitely recommend you take care of your teeth, otherwise you might have to get some of your teeth pulled out. It's not a pleasant experience.
I've got an update. I think I've just been going to a not great dentist. I originally went to them for a retainer.
That would explain why they didn't put you out. Then again, the people I went to, well, you had to, I could get put out, but it was a whole lot more money, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to spend that. It was so much more money to get put out.
And they were like, this is the place that did my wisdom teeth, by the way. So I went to them for a new retainer, and they were like, oh, we can straighten your teeth a bit first with Invisalign. And I was like, well, alright, sure. My teeth are already pretty straight because of the braces, but I was like, sure, whatever. They said it'll be done in 6 months. 6 months pass, and none of my teeth align right when I bite down anymore, and it's extremely uncomfortable. Then they were like, let's file your teeth down to line up again. And 10 minutes of teeth shaving later, they're like, it's not working, let's get more Invisalign. And I was like,
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did you look up reviews for this place before you went to them, like online? Always look up reviews to a place, especially if it's going to be dealing with something that's almost permanent, like your teeth. You know, if you're going to go to a dentist, look up reviews on them, make sure they're decent, that they're not going to ruin your life. Anyway, this is a crazy video, and something I can relate a whole lot with, as I just had a tooth ripped out not long ago. I'm surprised they didn't knock you out. I mean, especially for your wisdom teeth. And they said they don't even do that? Like, what kind of place doesn't knock you out for your wisdom teeth? Which is like 4 teeth they gotta pull out. They didn't knock you out. That's almost unheard of, honestly. Like, I'm so surprised by that. But, yeah, anyway. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up if you're new. Subscribe to the family. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Jaden Animations. I'll link to the description. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Boop!